house. Cops came out here. Told me I was just taking out the garbage. Where you been?
Shit, man, I've been taking care of these motherfuckers.
Oh, damn.
Y'all was coming in, and now you're backing out. It's hard to talk big with a shotgun in your mouth. I'm glad you brought your friends. They can watch it go down. I got mine too. So welcome to my house. Cause these are my people, and this is my land. This is what we pray for, and this is God's plan. And if you ain't from here, then you won't understand. This is my country, and this is who I am. So welcome to my house. So welcome to my house. You better believe it, cause today won't be your day. I can guarantee it, you should turn and walk away and get to leaving, or I'll let this 12 gauge do all my speaking. Don't push me on the edge, boy. Cause I'm aiming for your head, boy. And all I see is red, boy. I told you not to cross that line. I'm giving you a chance, boy. You see the devil in a glance, boy. Shotgun knock you out your pants, boy. I told you not to fuck with mine. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Y'all was coming in, and now you're backing out. It's hard to talk big with a shotgun in your mouth. I'm glad you brought your friends. They can watch it go down. I got mine too. So welcome to my house.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Ultimate Dirt TV for round number 17, the penultimate round of the season for the 2022 SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship, brought to you by New Zealand Sim Racing. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Brett Wheeler with you for the call for the penultimate round of this series as we come to New York. We come to Weedsport Speedway Park, and right now qualifying on the program, and it's time we take a look at the drivers we have. 48 drivers signed into the pit area for this evening. Aston Rodriguez, quick time with a 15.253. Harry Stewart, in just at the end of next week, will be crowned, and for the first time ever, a three-time and a three-peat back-to-back National Midget Champion. He's been dominant over the past two and now what is almost going to be 3 seasons of National Midget Championships. He's really been the driver to beat, and again, come next week, after Lucas Oil, he will be crowned your SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Champion. Hayden Warrington, third quick. Brandon Thomas and Trent Way going to make up the top 5. We've got 46 drivers that are on the, well, I've taken time, I should say, here at Weedsport Speedway Park. Weedsport Speedway. Oh, hello, LRP. Hello, Lance. How are you, mate? Hope everything is doing well for you. We are less than 60 seconds away from qualifying being done. 46 drivers have taken time. Bailey Carter, Bailey Barnacoat are the 2 drivers that we are waiting on for the moment, and I doubt that we will get a time in. Again, this season would not be complete without the support of course, SimBlacks New Zealand, Speed Nation, and so it seems Custom Upholstery. Again, all the team back at New Zealand Sim Racing for putting their trust in Ultimate Dirt TV to bring you another season of glorious action here on the iRacing.com platform. We are 15 seconds away from qualifying being officially done and dusted. 48 cars signed into the pit area, and only one goes quick time, and that is Aston Rodriguez. I'm doing well, mate, doing well. Same thing, different day. Hasn't changed, but what won't change is the qualifying results. That's from 11th on back. There we go. Aston Rodriguez, quick time. 4 heat races on the program. Top 2 will go to the dash and the main event. Everybody else will go to last chance qualifying racing. Harry Stewart, Hayden Warrington, Brandon Thomas. Those drivers will all earn pole positions in the 4 respected heat races. Trent Way, Graham Smythe, Darcy Wilson, Mitch Favish, Jordan McDonnell, and Michael Pombo will make up your top 10 as we are done and dusted for the qualifying. As heat number 1, we'll see 12 cars on the racetrack, and starting on the pole position, driving car number 30, it's Aston Rodriguez. He's outside from position number 2, piloting car number 9, that's Trent Way. Rolling off inside the second row from position number 3, it's Jordan McDonnell to the outside. Jack Gromwell will start out of position number 4. Row 3 to the inside in the Rush Sim Racing number 1 machine, I believe again that will be Brett Jr. Morris. If I'm not mistaken, I will have to get confirmation on that one. And James McDonald will line up at a position number 6. Hayden Vickers will start from position number 7. James Turnbull from position number 8. Max Donnelly in position number 9. Brad Robertson from position number 10. 11th will be Mitchell Sparrow and Regan Edwards, going to round out the 12 cars taken to the racetrack. Heat race number 1 of 4. Penultimate round of the season, as we are ready to do battle here at Weedsport Speedway. Well, we see the likes of Harry Stewart, Alec Ginsley. Those drivers have really been the pick of the bunch so far. Heat number 1 is underway, and the green flag is out, and Trent Way going to lead them down into turn number 1. But out of turn number 2, it's going to be Rodriguez fighting back down to the inside. They'll drag race down into turns 3 and 4 for the first time. 8 circuits around Weedsport, and Trent Way in car number 9 will lead lap number 1. Rodriguez still fights back to the inside. Jack Gromwald, Jordan McDonnell, they'll go positions 3 and 4. I'm gonna call that Brett Junior Morris again in that 26 entry. The Rush Sim Racing number 1 entry. James Turnbull back there in 6. McDonnelly 7th. McDonald 8. Robertson, Vickers, Sparrow and Edwards to make up the 12 car field. You've got a battle on for the final transfer position directly into the main, but also a battle for that dash starting position. Rodriguez as McDowell and a little bit of steam going down into turn number 1, but Jack Gromwald meanwhile has moved up to position number 2. We're halfway home, 4 down and 4 to run, and it's Trent Way who ironically is leading this one. Shows him the way, shows him the Trent. McDonnell back there on screen in position number 4, trying to get by Aston Rodriguez. 3 circuits remaining for Trent Way here at Weedsport Speedway. Not guaranteed to start on pole position, but will guarantee himself a pole position start in tonight's dash. Gromwald in that 33 entry, slide jump coming out from Rodriguez on Jordan McDonnell. As they work down the back straight, McDonnell looking to the outside, looks to cut it back down on the inside of the exit of turn 4. White flag is out. 1 lap left to go for your leader of Trent Way. He has got 6/10 of a second over Jack Gromwald in position number 2. Down into 3 and 4. Checkered flag is out from Barney the Racing Flatman. And we are done. Heat race number 1 is in the books. Vickers and McDonald a close finish, 0.011 of a second towards the back of the pack. Heat number 1. Hello, Johnson. So Trent Way, Jack Gromwald go positions 1 and 2. They will find themselves in the dash and finding themselves in the first 4 rows of your main event, regardless of where they finish in the dash. Rodriguez, McDonnell, Turnbull go to the B. Again, assuming it's Brett Junior Morris, Donnelly, Robertson, they'll go to the C. Vickers, McDonald to the D, and Edwards and Sparrow should be towards the E main. Heat number 2, we'll see the drivers line up like this, and on the pole position, it's going to be the man that has been almost unbeatable all season. He's had quite a hefty, I think he's had 7, maybe 8 wins in the 17 weeks. So a pretty dominating season for the United SimSports car number 11 machine of Harry Stewart. He will start on pole position to the outside of the front row. Piloting car number 24 for FYB Sim Racing, Graham Smythe. Rolling off at a position number 3 from California, it's Michael Pombo to his outside. A fellow countryman from the USA, Lockie Brett, lines up at a position number 4. We continue the theme from the American Invasion from California, piloting car number 18, Tony Gomez. Tony Gomes will start position number 5. Caden Barker lines up out of position number 6. Travis Hutchison lines up at a position number 7. Then we go back to position number 8, it's Nathan Kane. Position number 9 is Joshua Walton. Brian McIntyre will line up at a position number 10. Then you go back to Cameron O'Brien in 11th. And Bradley Oldfield will start from position number 12. Hello, Balake. Heat number 2 of 4. 31 degrees in this room. Got a fan on, so if it feels like I'm in a wind tunnel, it might just be. But we'll get some refreshments. We're not going to drink the H2Os because we're going to drink the Gatorades. As we see the field go down into turn 1 and 2. And look at them, 4 wide already for that 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th position. But the battle is on. Smythe and Stewart, wheel to wheel. Smythe has got the advantage. And Smythe will lead lap number 1. Stewart works back down to the inside, down through 1 and 2. Right through the middle goes Harry Stewart. Lucky Brett finds himself 1 spot out of a transfer, just less than 2 car lengths away from the transfer position. Smythe, Stewart, nose to tail. Lap number 2 is complete. Stewart down to the inside again. Smythe still holds strong on the top side of the racetrack. Still holds the race lead. There's very little in it between Smythe and Stewart as we work into turns 3. They roll just above the slick line. Look at Walton. Oldfield trying to come through the field as well. Bradley Oldfield up 3 positions. Make it 4 as he gets past. Make it +5. He's up to position number 7. Was up to position 7. Back to 8th. He's battling Gomes for that 7th and 8th position. Slided by Oldfield. You continue to watch the top 2 on your screen at the moment, because who knows when Stewart will pull the trigger and go for the slide and potentially take away the race lead from Graham Smythe. 5 down. Heat race number 2. Your SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship, brought to you by Speed Nation. So it seems Custom Upholstery and New Zealand Sim Racing. And there's the run from Stewart. He got an almighty run down to turn 2 and down the back straightaway. He had to check up, otherwise he was climbing up and all up in the grill of the 24 entry of Graham Smythe. Smythe runs the slider into 1 and 2. Stewart again a little lower on the exit down the back straightaway. He gets an almighty run in turns 3. Can he make the pass out of turn number 4? No, he will not. Stewart stays upstairs. Slider line from Smythe. Stewart back down to the bottom side. Drag race down into turns 3 and 4. Slide jump for the race lead. Coming to the checkered flag. Smythe and Stewart out of turn 4. And Stewart's going to win. Oh, Graham Smythe done everything in his power to win that one, but he has lost it on the final 2 left-hand turns. Graham Smythe will have to settle for a 2nd place finish. Harry Stewart will take a look at the official results. Harry Stewart confirmed you in a .084 of a second over Graham Smythe, but nonetheless, Smythe, he'll start position number 6 in the dash. Stewart will start position number 2. Brett Pombo Kane go 3, 4 and 5. Barker in 6, Oldfield 7, McIntyre 8, Gomes 9, Hutchison 10, Walton and O'Brien to come home 11 and 12th position. Heat number 3, penultimate heat race of the night. We'll see it line up like this. Hayden Warrington from position number 1, Darcy Wilson from position number 2. Position number 3, Hayden Guptill and Kenny Roberts from position number 4. Matthew Johnson lines up at a position number 5, Christian Hermanson from position number 6. Caleb Beecroft from position number 7, Campbell Richards from position number 8. Craig Silby from position number 9, and Mark Horton lines up at a position number 10. Position number 11, Cody Metcalf, and the 12th and final starting car 17 from position number 12, and that is Bailey Barnacote. So heat 3 grid is done. The safety car will go around one more time. So all initial starts in all races are on iRacing green flag. Any restarts we see throughout the course of the night, and generally we don't see any cautions until we get to the main event. Hello, Senior. How are you, buddy? Hope everything is well. So generally there's no cautions until the main event, and they are admin cautions only, which means there has to be 2 or more cars involved in an incident. But what that also means is that the caution laps do count. Again, we'll remind everyone, should there come a time and place for that one later on, as green flag is out. Heat number 3, and Darcy Wilson got the good jump over Hayden Warrington. You go back to last week, Warrington come from about 11th or 12th position, I want to say it was, to get to the race lead with 5 to go. And we had word that unfortunately mechanical issues plagued the 54 machine, and he was unable to take part in probably the last 5 or 6 laps of that feature event, which forced him out of the event. And again, Darcy Wilson, last week's feature winner, as the 2 go toe-to-toe through 3 and 4, and Hayden Warrington will get the advantage in turn number 1. Keep an eye on Hayden Guptill, the 1NZ car. The Fastlane Esports looking to go straight into the dash, straight into the main event later on tonight. He now looks down to the inside on Darcy Wilson down the front straight away. Wilson goes mid-track, slides and up to the cushion, right up near the concrete wall. Guptill was still right through the middle of the racetrack. Meanwhile, battle on for positions 4 and 5 as Matthew Johnston, Kenny Roberts, they go side by side. They got Christian Hermanson right there with them as well. So now not a 2 but a 3 car battle for positions 4, 5 and 6. And keep an eye on Campbell Richards closing in. Guptill makes a big mistake on the exit of turn number 2. He'll lose a position as he tries to gather it back up, and in 3 and 4 trying to go back around the outside of Matthew Johnson. So Guptill going to be in the middle of a B main. Later on, should he finish position number 4? You wouldn't want to finish any worse than that because you may just be going to the back of the B or towards the front of the C. 2 laps left to run for Hayden Warrington. Half a second lead right now over Darcy Wilson. Again, last week's feature winner. And what could have been last week's feature winner of Hayden Warrington just rolled the bottom. He was so smooth on the throttle. And he's doing the exact same thing here. Keep an eye on that left arm. And you can just see how much a right-hand turn is in that number 54 machine. Into turns 3 and 4 for the final time in heat race number 3. Penultimate heat race of the night. And Hayden Warrington will collect the checkered flag. Darcy Wilson home in second. Then you go back to Matthew Johnston third. Hayden Guptill fourth. And Kenny Roberts going to round out the top 5. We'll just wait for the official results to come through to make sure there's no post-race penalties. It's Warrington and Wilson going 1 and 2. Johnston will grab third. Guptill fourth. Roberts in fifth. Hermanson 6th, Richards in 7th, 8th was Silby, 9th was Beecroft, Barnacote 10th, Metcalf 11, and Horton in position number 12. Final heat race of the night, we'll see the 12 drivers line up like this. Sorry, Brandon Thomas lines up on the pole position to the outside. Mitch Fabish from position number 2. Alec Inslee will start position number 3. Taylor Bryant for Billabong Racing will start 4. Devon Stove lines up at a position number 5. And Dimitri lines up at a position number 6. Mitchell Piskalik lines up at a position number 7. Curtis Jackson lines up at a position number 8. Dylan Cook from 9th. Running at your top 10 is going to be Marco Giltrap, Tom Storr at 11, and Bailey Carter from position number 12. Nothing like a good Gatorade. No? Okay. Heat 4, final heat race of the night. Final heat, the penultimate round of the season. 3 wide, look at Inslee in the 2 machine. Looking at the inside on Brandon Thomas, your initial pole setter. Fabish, well, got a little loose on the entry into turn number 3, caught the cushion. And Brandon Thomas had to check up, but Alec Inslee is going to lead lap number 1. The teammates go side by side through the first and second turn. Lap number 2 in the 95 of Mitch Fabish. Got the race lead. Inslee just rolling the bottom side of the racetrack. Making it very difficult for the team cars to let anybody by. Brandon Thomas would really have to get a run and have to go through the middle and throw somewhat of a short slider on Fabish. Inslee's got an opportunity to come up and take that top side line away, and he does so. Thomas gets into the back of Inslee in the 2 machine. Now a bit of breathing room for second position. Watching Taylor Bryant, Devon Stove, Mitchell Piskalik on screen. 4, 5 and 6. Stove catches the cushion on the entry into turn number 3, much what like Mitch Fabish did, on the opening lap. Inslee closing in a 10th and a half away from your race leader right now. We go back up to the battle up front for the number 1 and 2 positions, and it's the team cars going first and second to start positions number 4 and 8 in tonight's dash later on this evening. After heat race number 4, we've got some consolation races to run through, some alphabet soups to see. Inslee up on the inside, and Inslee takes away the race lead. 2 laps left to run, and ironically for the number 2 machine. Back there is Mitch Fabish in the 95 as Willie go for the slide job into turns 3. He gets a little crossed up in the middle of 3 and 4. He's going to lose some ground, and Alec Inslee from the 3rd starting position has found his way to the number 1 position and finds himself just looking at 2 left-hand turns away from getting position number 4 starting grid in the dash later tonight. He will grab the checkers. Heat number 4. Final heat race of the night. As it's now time to start to move into your consolation races right now. And we will start with an E main. So it'll be 12 or 10, 12, 14, 16. And probably 18 laps. 10, 12, 14, 16. Probably going to be the distances for your mains as Inslee and Fabish go 1 and 2. Thomas, Bryant, Pisklick, Stove, Storr, Jackson, Cook, Giltrap, Mitri and Carter as we take a look here at the moment with your ultimate Dirt TV starting grid. 10, 12, 14, 16, and it's all going to be 6, 6, 6, 6 and 16 is what you're going to see. So Dylan Cook and James McDonald in row 1. Travis Hutchison and Bailey Barnacote in row number 2. Marco Giltrap and Regan Edwards row 3. Joshua Walton and Cody Metcalf in row 4. Row 5, Noah Mitri and Mitchell Sparrow. Row 6, Cameron O'Brien and Mark Horton. And row 7, Bailey Carter, all by himself at the back of the bus. So E-Main, if you're not inside the top 6, well, we say goodbye. And we say, we'll see you. Make your way down to the virtual Lucas Oil Speedway next week for the championship finale. Looking forward to that one. Green flag is out and the E-Main is underway. Did I say B-Main or E-Main? I might have said B-Main, but it's definitely an E-Main. Cook will lead the way from Hutchison and McDonald, and we go yellow. A number of cars get caught up involved in that one. So cars will come to a stop on the back straightaway. They'll allow for the R-Racing safety car to catch up, and then they will form up behind the pace vehicle. That's James McDonald there on screen. So as our safety car lights look to appear to be taken out. I believe it is going to be Dylan Cook to bring us back to the green flag in count of 8. And there he goes. Sends it on its way. Walton in the 81 machine, finding himself in an E-Main. We've seen Alec Inslee. Pretty sure it was Alec Inslee last week. Did the entire alphabet soup. As again, everybody's still fighting for their own racing line here at Weedsport, halfway down in the first. First of 4 last chance showdown, or the consolation races. They are not 4 separate B mains, they are alphabet soup racing. Trying to watch Cameron O'Brien come through the field entry. I don't even know what car that is. That's Cameron O'Brien's special. So they looks like the 6J, but it looks like a JJ's car. JJ chicken chips. Is that what it is? Yeah, hello Patsy. Yes, that's exactly where we're at. Unfortunately, you know what? We just deal with the situation at hand. And speaking dealing with the situation at hand is the 8 machine of Dylan Cook making light work of what is to come at the moment. And it's going to be checkers out for the E-main drivers. Dylan Cook getting the win. Oh, there you go. See, you learn something every day. Dylan Cook, Travis Hutchison, Joshua Walton go 1, 2, and 3. Cody Metcalf, Cameron O'Brien, and Mitchell Sparrow will grab your E-main transfers. So just confirming it is Cook, Hutchison, Walton, Metcalf, O'Brien, and Sparrow. Everybody else, thank you for coming. See you next week at Lucas Oil for the season finale. D-main cars getting set to take to the racetrack for 12 laps in distance. That's 10 laps plus 2 extras. Tom Storr and Brad Robertson in row number 1. Row number 2, Brian McIntyre and Craig Silby. Row 3, Curtis Jackson and Hayden Vickers. Tony Gomes, Caleb Beecroft in row number 4. Row 5 is Dylan Cook and Travis Hutchison. Row 6, Joshua Walton and Cody Metcalf. And row number 7 is Cameron O'Brien and Mitchell Sparrow. So that is the 14 drivers for your D main. So over the D main, the C main will take 6 drivers into the next races, or the next race I should say. And then once we get to that B main, we will take 16 into the feature. Ready for a start in the D main? As they finally get them under, or they finally get us underway here at Weedsport. McIntyre, Robertson, side by side. McIntyre in the 35 on the inside. Robertson on the outside. I got to say, he showed some real strong speed, was Brad Robertson last week. As he finds himself mired deep in the D main. Craig Silby keeping an eye on that number 7 machine. It's been a while, but Silby is somewhat known for being fairly decent in a midget. Store your leader in the 54, not trying to rhyme, but as he makes his way out of turn number 4, we'll just keep the rhymes going. What do you say? We might just we may just go lay by the bay. Walton plus 6 at the moment from 11th up to position 5. Jackson, Sparrow fighting out for that final transfer position, the 11 entry of Mitchell Sparrow. In fact, it's Curtis Jackson in the 11. Sparrow's in that 669 entry. 5 down, 7 to run. Walton trying to move on Vickers. Silby trying to get by Brad Robertson. Silby and Vickers. Vickers on the outside of the 15. Walton up on the inside in car number 81. Very close to a dead heat at the start-finish line between Walton and Vickers. Walton slider and then cuts it back down to the bottom out of turn number 2 to take that line and any potential dip that may have come out from Hayden Vickers. And Silby now next on the chopping block for Joshua Walton. As a look up the inside, backs out of it, and Craig Silby holds on to position number 3. I knew you'd get that one, Patsy. Oh, Silby. What a bad little wheel stand as Walton and Vickers. He sent it in deep, baby. Storr, half a second lead right now over Brad Robertson. Just sitting there, just rolling the bottom of the racetrack. Robertson Still trying to knock down the concrete wall. One little mistake could spell the end of a D main and the end to a 9 here at Weedsport. And that's all that one mistake. It's a case of woulda, coulda, shoulda. But right now these drivers doing a nice job keeping the cars all sort of rotating anti-clockwise directions. White flag is out. The D main cars, 6 of them continue their quest in the 17th round of the SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship season through 3 out of 4. Checkered waves. Barney gets a nice strong grip on the flag and he says, let's go to town on the flag. Wave it like you just don't care. So Tom Storr gets the win for Brad Robertson, home in 2nd. Craig Silby in 3rd. Joshua Walton 4th. And you look at Mitchell Sparrow in 5th and Hayden Vickers rounds out the top 6, and everybody else 7th thumb back. Well, again, it's time to say goodnight. Your penultimate last chance qualifier. Oh no, it's not even a last chance. It's just an alphabet soup racing. The C main cars. 15 of the drivers on the racetrack. 14 laps. Top 6 to the B. Kenny Robertson, Mitchell Piskalik in row number 1. Row 2 will see Brett Junior Morris and Kaden Barker. Row 3, Christian Hermanson and Devon Stove. Row 4, Max Donnelly and Bradley Oldfield. Row 5 will see Campbell Richards and Tom Storr. Row 6, Brad Robertson, Craig Silby. Row 7, Joshua Walton and Mitchell Sparrow. And row 8, at the back all by himself, is Hayden Vickers. Green flag drops, and the BS stops. And run away with Piskalik. What was a mouthful? Slid bar from Kenny Roberts on Piskalik. Here comes Kaden Barker as the door gets slammed shut down into 1. Roberts really close the door on Barker. Oldfield up on the inside of Piskalik. And now Oldfield comes after Barker. Everybody trying to fight for that inside groove down into turn number 1. And they scatter themselves all over the racetrack on the exit of turn number 2. So Brett Junior Morris again, I believe it's in the Rush Sim Racing number 1 entry. In 5th position, Brad Robertson up into position number 6, but not before Craig Silby says, you know what, I want a piece of the action. And again, Silby in the 7 car in 7th position. 1 spot out of a transfer. They almost went 3 wide down the back straight away. Piskalik under some pressure from Silby and Brad Robertson as they go through 3 and 4. And Silby, Craig Silby is up to position number 6. Almost about to make it position number 5. But Piskalik tries to fight back on the outside. Morris with a slide job. Brett Junior Morris slider on Kaden Barker. And Barker comes close to taking the front end out in the right front of Craig Silby. Silby well aware of the fact that the two drivers in front of him right now that are slicing and dicing for position. Roberts, your race leader from Oldfield. 3 wide down the front straight, if you don't mind. 3 almost didn't go into the 1. And Kaden Barker had to back out of it big time. You see the front end just sort of digging in on the front straightaway, getting on the brakes. Roberts is under some pressure from Oldfield. And well, he certainly was. Looks like Roberts trying to alleviate some of the pressure. Roberts and Piskalik make contact. And the big winner of that one is Devon Stove. As Stove now finds himself up into the final transfer position. Time winding down, 4 and a bit to go for your race leader already down the main straightaway. Roberts, Oldfield and Silby, your 1, 2 and 3 drivers. Not for long because Morris, Brent Jr. Morris, in the 26 entry, has gotten around the outside of the 7 entry of Craig Silby. Silby slides up and takes the snoot off the 26 off. But here comes Morris back to the inside. Slider already got some dipping sauce. Was Craig Silby and turned it back underneath him. 2 laps left to run in your C main. For 6 more drivers to advance into the B. And then the B, that's where we'll take a lot more of the drivers. I think it should be only 1 misses out. Checkered flag gonna fly next time by for your race leader. And your race leader is Kenny Roberts in car 39. Car up into the wall. And upside down that was Campbell Richards in car 38. But a date in the B main goes to Kenny Roberts. Bradley Oldwood home in second. Craig Silby third. Brett Jr. Morris fourth. Devon Stove rounds out the top 5 with Brad Robertson getting the 6th and final transfer position. A tough break for some of these drivers that found themselves just a little bit unlucky in that C main event. And those official results will be Kenny Roberts, Bradley Oldfield, Craig Silby, Brett Jr. Morris, Devon Stove, and Brad Robertson. The top 6 is 16 cars, and well, we have 16 drivers advancing through, so it's all just a matter of starting positions 9 through to 24. Aston Rodriguez and Lockie Brett in row 1. Matthew Johnston, Brandon Thomas in row 2. Jordan McDonnell and Michael Pombo in row 3. Hayden Guptill, Taylor Bryant in row 4, James Turnbull and Nathan Kane in row 5. Row 6 will be Kenny Roberts and Bradley Oldfield. Row 7, Craig Silby and Brett Jr. Morris, along with Devon Stove and Brad Robertson. So we're about to get underway here at Weedsport Speedway. Round 17 of the SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship. Brought to you by New Zealand Sim Racing. A little bit of work to do for some of these drivers. We'll send them around one more time before we let them loose. Apologies about going through the wind tunnel just then, but it is quite hot and I'm hungry. $16 laps on the board. The 16 drivers going through to the back of the A main, which will be contested over 35 laps. So as I said before, it's all about getting a better starting position. The higher you finish in this B main, the better you will start. And a very, very good opportunity to maybe try out a few things on the setup wise. Lap 1 is in the books, and you've got a 4-car battle for that race lead. Matthew Johnston still starts to circulate on the inside of the racetrack. Lockie Brett falls back to position number 3. Johnston slides up to the middle part of the racetrack. Rodriguez still leads the way. Jordan McDonnell trying to get by Brandon Thomas as Thomas goes to the top. McDonnell stays low. You see those left side tyres finding the moisture on the exit of turn number 4. Now finding the moisture on the bottom side through 1 and 2. And very, very tricky to run the bottom here at Weedsport. Keep an eye on the 1NZ car of Hayden Guptill. Finding himself in 6th position. ventured upstairs in turn 1 and 2. Challenge and a change for the race lead. But for how long? Well, we know Matthew Johnston. He led the 6th lap of the B main. Rodriguez now trying to get up on the wheel. Just saying, you probably know who's loving this right now. To see the bottom side working a treat. Hayden Warrington, Darcy Wilson, Alec Inslee, those types of guys, those types of drivers that we've seen week in and week out at running the bottom, no matter what track we've been at. They've really made it their own. As we are officially halfway home, 8 down and 8 to run. McDonnell holding on to position number 3 as he's got some company with Lockie Brent on the inside. McDonnell again just sends it upstairs, as does Hayden Guptill, right above the slick. Starting to get a little tricky. Here comes Oldfield now. Oldfield just rolls down to the bottom side, up on the inside of Hayden Guptill, and Guptill may and will now get shuffled back to position number 6. But not for long, because Hayden Guptill says, well, that's okay, I'll still try and set it up on the top side. I'm going to try and sell some t-shirts, still pay off that credit card bill from Fastlane Esports. After going on a mid-season splurge with the credit card. Turnbull in 7th, Brandon Thomas in 8th. 9th is Devon Stover, and Brad Robertson rounds out the top 10. Look out, contact for James Turnbull. It was Devon Stove who got into the back of him. Lockie Brett got some company right now with the 51 of Bradley Oldfield. Hayden Guptill right there with him as well. Jordan McDowell looks a little uncomfortable at the moment, just running the bottom side. Certainly looking to potentially make those adjustments for the feature. After this one, what is essentially 2 races left in tonight's penultimate round of the 2022 SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship season. Weedsport tonight for round 17. The next week at Lucas Oil, we will wrap up what has been an 18-week season. Matthew Johnston finds himself coming to the white flag. 1 lap left to run. A 2.8, 2.9 now. 2.87. I might make that 2.7. Back to 2.8. Close to 2.9. That's what the gap is between himself and second place runner of Jordan McDonnell. Checkers around. Johnston will get the win from McDonnell home in 2nd. Brett 3rd. Oldfield 4th. Guptill your top 5. Then you go back to Thomas, Turnbull, Robertson, Stove, Roberts. Morris, I believe that will be. Kane, Rodriguez, Pombo, and Silby, along with Taylor Bryant. We'll take a quick commercial break. Come back in just a few moments' time. Your Dash Cars are up next. Alright, back here on Ultimate Dirt TV. As the dash cars are on the racetrack ready to go green. Round 17 of 18. 2022 SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship. Green flag is out. There's no point bringing that up because it's not going to matter too much. All we're going to have to do is just show you the driver that we're currently watching on screen at the moment. Trent Way. What is essentially car number 9, Alec Inslee now. Inslee looks down to the inside, as does Harry Stewart, but Hayden Warrington is leading the way. Yeah, back to the first couple of weeks, it was Stewart v Inslee for the championship positions. But Stewart, from about round 4 onwards, he's had the number of Alec Inslee and a number of feature wins. I'm pretty sure I know it's a minimum of 7. It might even be 8 feature wins. It might even be 7. It's either 7 or 8 feature wins. So he's already had a stellar season so far. We're halfway home as Stewart makes a mistake. That opens up the door, and that's the top side of the racetrack right now for Alec Inslee. But looks a little uncomfortable. Just should be 2 laps left to run in the warm-ups in this dash session before we will run the warm-up session. Don't know how long these drivers are going to get. They may get 60 seconds. They may get 2 minutes, but the white flag, I believe, should fly as we see Stewart just attempting to send it upstairs. Giving the bottom side up to Alec Inslee. As Inslee makes a mistake. And Hayden Warrington going to be successful in your dash. So Warrington will get the win from Stewart home in second. And well, we'll have to wait and see where everybody lines up on the program for the top 8 drivers. And that will conclude your dash. We, again, not sure how long we've got on the warm-up session. So what we'll do, we'll take a quick break, play some music, and what we're going to do, and come back with your feature event.
Please allow me to introduce myself. I'm a man of wealth and taste. I'm a king of rock, there is none higher. Some MCs should call me sire. To promote my kingdom, you must choose fire. I won't stop rocking till I retire. Now we rock the party and go correct. All sets are on time and rhyme connect. That's the right to flow and to elect. Another rapper can't stand it, but give us respect. I wanna rock.
Well, it is time for your main event here on Ultimate Dirt TV. 2022 SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship, brought to you by Speed Nation, So It Seems Custom Upholstery, and New Zealand Sim Racing. Brett Wheeler here with your call here on Ultimate Dirt TV. Our 24 starters are ready to do battle in the penultimate round of the season. And from back to front, from position number 24, it's Taylor Bryan. Position number 23, Craig Silby. Position number 22, Michael Pombo. Position number 21, Aston Rodriguez. Position number 20, Nathan Kane. Brett Jr. Morris from position number 19. Kenny Roberts from position number 18. Devon Stowe from position number 17. Brad Robertson lines up from position number 16. James Turnbull from position number 15. Position number 14, Brandon Thomas. Position number 13, Hayden Guptill. Position number 12, Bradley Oldfield. Position number 11, Lockie Brett. Position number 10, Jordan McDonnell. Position number 9, Matthew Johnston. And the 8 cars from the dash will line up like this from position number 8. It is Jordan McDonnell. To the inside, we'll see Graham Smythe. Row 3, it's going to be Darcy Wilson from position number 6. Mitch Babbage from position number 5. Trent Way from position number 4. Alec Inslee from position number 3. Position number 2 is Harry Stewart. And on the pole, it is Hayden Warrington. Round number 17, ladies and gentlemen, here at Weedsport Speedway. Your 2022 SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship. We're live for 35 and the green flag is out. It's, oh no, Alec Inslee. Oh, the inside wall does not move. We've got 1, 2, 3 cars upside down. And boys, you know what's coming. There is a massive you can't park this situation. Tough break. A very, very tough way for Alec Inslee to start this feature event. Not only that, Taylor Bryan is gone. Aston Rodriguez gone. Jack Gromwald already out. So those 3 drivers didn't even start. So we had 21 drivers. Michael Pombo back in the pits. Graham Smythe in the pits. Nathan Kane in the pits. And Alec Inslee in the pits as well. So we've gone from 21. For the moment, we are down to 17. So wait for the field. We're back into single file formation. Lights still on the pace truck. Now, as I said earlier, because yes, if only people would read the Power Plats presentation, Platsy. Bradley, you're going for Old Field. That's the only Bradley that I can see in the field. You certainly got a chance. So yes, as per the yellow flags conditions, caution laps do count. They are admin cautions, and there has to be 2 or more cars involved in the incident. Of course, we just had 3, in fact 4 cars. Nathan Kane, Alec Inslee have now retired out of the event. Graham Smythe, Michael Pombo, they're still back getting some repairs and probably just to finish off their toes. And well, the 54 of Hayden Warrington. He was super unlucky, still with a massive run in the middle of 1 and 2. Had a good Captain Cook up on the inside of Warrington. So now officially 5 down. And we'll get dirty for the remaining 30. Wilson runs back there in 3rd position. Putz, are we doing trucks after this or what? I feel like we should be doing trucks. Oh, I don't even have the track actually. Never mind. Stewart, Warrington and Wilson. They are your top 3. Let's go back through the field, see who is shuffling, who is making and taking some names. Here at Weedsport, McDonnell in the 34, Johnston, Favish in the 95, I'm on the inside of Johnston. There is Guptill. Guptill inside the top 10. Craig Silby from 23rd starting position up to position number 11. So already plus 12. Now, don't forget, we did only have 21, but according and on a technicality, his grid starting position was 23, so he is plus 12 at the moment. Stewart closing in on your race leader once again down into turn number 1 and 2. You see Stewart, he's a whole lot better through the middle of 1 and 2 in general. He just looks a little bit more smoother. It's 3 and 4. Stewart really backs out of the throttle. 10 down and 25 to go. Here comes Stewart again. Look at Stewart. Just notice how much he rolls off the throttle. And he really picks up speed on the exit of turn number 2. Stewart again, trying to force the door open right now on Hayden Warrington. But Warrington, he's good at protecting that inside line. Warrington just missing the bottom a little bit there with those left side tyres through on the exit of turn number 2. And again, Stewart, as they put Morris a lap down. We've got Kenny Roberts out the event. Morris going a lap down. And we are yellow. I could have sworn we were yellow. Did that thing just change? Oh, Warrington, Stewart. How you doing? Stewart now protecting the bottom side. Opens it up for Warrington. Side by side, Warrington. He wants that inside line. So does Stewart. Stewart. Warrington. Oh, contact again on the exit of turn 2. Now with 20 laps to go. I could have sworn we were yellow. Hence the reason I honestly thought we were yellow. Way in 4th, Oldfield. Up to position number 5. He started 12th plus 7. Craig Selby, biggest mover through the field so far. Plus 14. And Selby's up to position. He's inside the top 10. So a hell of a drive so far in the opening half of the race. Warrington and Stewart, they will go back to the battle. And who is better on the bottom side? Who will make the less mistakes? And Stewart says, yeah, you know what? I'll take the inside line. I'm going to take it off you. Here, have some of this. Oh, some right side romance, some love and touch and squeezing going on. Thanks, J-Van, for that one. 18 down, 17 to go. Stewart leads from Warrington and Wilson and Way. So Stewart leads the 3 Ws. McDonnell has found his way to position number 5. Oldfield back to 6. Everybody knowing that the fastest way around Weedsport at the moment is all on the bottom. Six-tenth of a second lead right now for Harry Stewart over Hayden Warrington. Oldfield having to try something different. I don't think it's working all that well. Although he's getting a fair bit of run. And catching up to the back of the 34. Gets into the tail, taking the rear crash bar of the 34. And now says, hey, how you going? I know Valentine's was last week, but how about I take you on a date? And now Johnston, Matthew Johnston in the 86 machine has found his way up to position number 6. So as they approach the lap traffic, lap cars, in probably, I want to say 5 or 6 laps time with the way things are going, it all just depends on how much Brad Robertson is figuring out that the bottom side is the place to be. But we'll take a look at pretty much what the overhead cam is showing us here. And you can really see, oh, that's a bad angle. So high above the racetrack, see Harry Stewart in the 11. You can see how close they get to the inside wall. And there is a real fine art of running the bottom side. It's almost got like the Volusia or the Volushka at Williams Grove, where you've got to be right up on the inside wall just to be fast. But those two tracks, Volusia and the Grove, they've got certainly got some different lines, especially when it comes to late in the feature event. 9 laps left to run. The main event, Stewart leading the way, 1.7 seconds over Hayden Warrington second. There's Darcy Wilson on screen in third. Bit of a gap. Some daylight back to 4th position. Trent Way now battle. Oldfield, McDonnell, Johnson. This is a good little, that's a nice little Jim Dandy of a battle happening. I just stole that one from Tony Bockoven. So nice battle brewing for what is now 6th and 7th position. They bring in the 7 entry of Craig Selby. And Selby coming after him now down the front straight away. Oh, how you doing? Just as I looked at my phone, Still see the lights on the ticker. Still green way. Gets into the back of Fabish not once but twice and says, "Yeah, I like your rear crash bar. I want to get up all in your grill right now." They're coming after. Lap traffic is the leader of Harry Stewart in car 11 with just 5 laps left to run. You should meet Jim Dandy. He's got all sorts of things happening. I'm pretty sure he's Jim's cousin. Yeah, Jim's mowing. Yeah, it's his cousin. I'm pretty sure of it. Silby, Matthew Johnston battling for 5 and 6 position. On screen at the moment, Silby just to the left in that number 7. Johnston. Just to what is now to the left of your screen behind car number 7. As we see 2.5 laps remaining. We'll see 2 to run for Harry Stewart. Well, it's another week and another race that Harry Stewart has just been so dominant in, or as Max Bevan would say, dominant. Couple of lap cars battling in between Warrington and Wilson, but it will not matter for too long because right now there is your race leader who's already got the white flag down the back straight away for the final time. The 2022 SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship. The win is going to go to United Sim Sports entry of Harry Stewart. He pops a nice little wheel stand for the front stretch camera. Hayden Warrington home in second, 2.5 seconds back. Darcy Wilson in third. Jordan McDonnell fourth, and Craig Silby going to round out the top 5. Matthew Johnston home in 6th, Mitch Fabish in 7th, Trent Way 8th, Hayden Gupler 9th, and Devon Stone will come home to round out the top 10. Yes, so dominant was Harry Stewart. As we take a look from 11th on back as your feature race is done. Brandon Thomas, Lockie Brett go 11th and 12th, and Lockie Brett the last car on the lead lap. Brad Robertson home in 13th, Brett Junior Morris in 14th, Bradley Oldfield in 15th, and then we go back to a bunch of non-finishers for the likes from 16th on back. Happens to be James Turnbull, Kenny Roberts, Michael Pombo, Graham Smythe, Alec Inslee, Nathan Kane, Jack Gromwald, Aston Rodriguez, and Taylor Bryant for the drivers in your feature event for the 24 drivers. But always very little time in chatting to the man that has been so dominating, or so dominant this season, and picking up, I want to say, feature win number 8 or 9, but Harry Stewart. Harry, congratulations on the win. That was a case of you had to be patient to get by Hayden Warrington there.
Yeah, it was probably the worst track we've had all year for racing wise, I guess, but it was still a bit interesting. Just trying to get past Hayden, and one lap there he made a mistake. I got around him, I think, off for 2, and then I probably didn't pinch him enough on the exit like he was sort of doing to me when I was catching him before, and he got underneath me and sort of just got through. And then I sort of thought I guess that's how the race was going to go, and I did the same to him, and yeah, just clean error after that was good, I guess.
Did you get the feeling that watching and you can answer this one, but did you get the feeling if you watched the B main that the bottom side was going to be the place to be come the feature event?
Yeah, well, we pretty much knew since last time here with the build on the midgets, they're just pretty garbage on the top around this joint for some reason, and we got a pretty good setup that just is outstanding to run the bottom here on a slick track. So we all pretty much had the same game plan to just roll the bottom, and Brad in the C main was trying to not show it the best he could, but yeah, we sort of knew that was where to be.
1 week away now from being crowned, and you would be the all-time winningest season champion when it comes to the National Midget Championship. Next week we go to Lucas Oil. The pressure's been off for the last couple of weeks, if we put it really bluntly, for the rest of the field, because you've been the driver to beat all season. You go into Lucas Oil next week. What's the mindset? Is it just you're just going to go out there, and is it a track that you've done many laps in a midget at?
Well, I haven't done. I think I've done 2 fixed races there, just hosted, and it's been pretty different racing. I did a sprint car race there, but with the open sets, and it was all the way around the bottom. So I imagine it's probably going to be around the gutter for the midgets, and maybe quarter track might come in if you can sort of donny your way around. But yeah, I know game plan is probably just rock up and have a good time. The whole season pretty much I've been annoying everyone in the Discord because I've been worrying about what everyone else is doing, and if I was making the most of all the times I was on the track and getting as many points, like the bonus points, and yeah, just be nice to, I don't know, just enjoy it, treat it like a hosted, and yeah, get to race with, I guess, like 50 people.
I was going to say, you just said that you've been annoying to the guys in Discord. Is it a case of, you've already basically won the championship, you're not going to worry about annoying the guys, or are you still going to sort of just be that pest that just wants to, maximise as many points as you can?
Oh, I still want to get as many points as I can, but the whole year, every time something little would happen, I wouldn't maybe get a heat win. I was just an absolute pest the whole rest of the night until after the feature when I'd have a good result. And just looking at what Alec was doing when he would just, he qualified pretty average a few times and he'd just somehow get and win a heat race. I'll just get frustrated at that as well. And yeah, I know they're probably going to enjoy me not being annoying as much next week.
Mate, congratulations on the win, no doubt. A lot of sponsors that need to be thanked for putting you here in victory lane.
Yeah, just can't thank everyone enough at United and Slick Sim Sports for putting up with me and giving me really good setups to just drive, and everyone at Titan Garages and Carports, Toowoomba Mobile Welding, 87 Creative, Frags Tyres, yourself for broadcasting, and Brayton for putting this on for it's like 16 or 18 weeks of the year.
All right,
and
go.
And SimBlacks for sponsoring.
Right, mate. We'll see you next week. Good job on the win.
Yeah, cheers.
There we go, Harry Stewart, your winner. We don't have second place, but we'll chat to his teammate, the man that fills out the podium. First last week, third here this week. It's Darcy Wilson. Darcy, congratulations on third place. And boy, he's a tough little bugger to catch when he gets on the bottom side, isn't he?
Yeah, thanks, Fred. I'm pretty happy with the podium this season. We've been a little bit inconsistent, but towards the end now we're actually starting to have good pace and really good consistency. And yeah, I knew me and Harry were pretty much on the same setup, so I knew it was going to be up to track position, and if you got out in front of him, it was going to be really hard to pass him. But there was probably a couple of opportunities there where Hayden and Harry came together. They probably could have stuck my nose under, but I'm just thinking about Harry's points and my points, and just did a bit of a team driver thing and just got out of it, and we're just happy to come home in third.
Mate, how tough is it to get around here on the bottom? Because myself, I know what it's like to get around here in a sprint car around here. It's pretty tough to get that left front and be as close to the wall as you can. It's almost like what you got to do sometimes at Volusia. How tough is it to get around here in a midget?
Yeah, it's very tough. It's quite narrow down the bottom there, and the front end in these short wheelbase cars seem to bounce a bit, so it's sometimes a bit hairy getting into the corner. But I've done a few laps around here, and I think I've figured out how to run the bottom quite well, so I felt pretty confident then.
Mate, next week we go to Lucas Oil. You've been on a bit of a hot streak over the past couple of weeks. How do you feel going into Lucas Oil?
I haven't done many laps there, and probably the same as everyone, so I don't know, just go on there with a good mindset, and let's just see what happens. I don't know, I'll be happy with the top 5. But yeah, I don't know, we'll see what happens.
See how it goes. Well, you finish off tonight with the third place finish. Darcy, congratulations on the podium run. Again, before we let you go, of course, sponsors, shout out to all that good stuff. Who makes this happen for you and the team?
Yeah, just a big thanks to all the boys that are United and Slick Sim Sport. Harry and Bragg in the Discord were pretty handy tonight. Just all the sponsors on the car: Six Ballarat, Australia Racing Products, 87 Creative, Down Under Graphics, Brayton for putting on the good league, and yourself for a great broadcast, and all the other place getters.
All right, there we go. Darcy Wilson, ladies and gentlemen, home in position number 3, and that will wrap up first and third. We don't have Hayden Warrington. That is all we have for tonight for the penultimate round of the SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship here on Ultimate Dirt TV. Round 17 is complete. Final round, round number 18 next week. we go to Lucas Oil Speedway, a track I am very much looking forward to see how it all plays out. And well, we know that Harry Stewart, by the end of next week, will be crowned the champion and a 3-time back-to-back champion and winner of this prestigious event, the National Midget Championship that has been held by New Zealand Sim Racing, and we have seen, I think it's in their 7th or 8th season. Hang on, let's do the math. There is, I'll tell you, 1 second. I'm pretty sure it's I want to say it's season number 9. If I go to season number 9, my broadcast notes here. Uh, 2014 it started. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is season number 8. So looking at the winners list for the past National Midget Champions, Harry Stewart has won the last two, 2021 and 2020. We have had Hayden Guptill win 2016 and 2014. We've also had Brett Junior Morris, Joel Berkeley, and Dale Grother, all with National Midget Championships wins for the seasons. So the 5th one on iRacing, we had 3 on R Factor, and 3 out of the 5 will now go to Harry Stewart as of next week. That'll wrap us up. Again, a big thank you to, of course, SimBlacks New Zealand for their support with the series, of course, Speed Nation, So It Seems, Custom Upholstery, and New Zealand Sim Racing. Without those guys, none of this would be possible. Stay tuned next week, the final round of the season, Lucas Oil Speedway. Until then, on behalf of the team here at Ultimate Dirt TV and the management behind the scenes, I'm Brett Wheeler, signing off, saying good night. We'll see you next week.